This is Gordon's quilt, and this is a healing quilt. This quilt came about as a result of a life cut short. He was the son of very dear friends of mine, and this was my way of helping them to deal with his loss. In 2005, Gordon died as a result of a very tragic accident, and he was a new father with a new, just a few months old baby. But I wanted his mom and dad to just have good memories and celebrate his life. So this quilt was done in his memory, celebrating that life, which is what I feel that we need to do all more often, is to celebrate the individual and all of their stories and the things that support them. So the one thing I can say about this particular quilt, and I have to tell you, is that this piece tag here that says Connecticut, I did a quilt for myself in my own story using tags from all the places in the U.S. that I had traveled. I thought that this piece was on my quilt, and it wasn't until I was putting this together that I realized that this piece was still there. And it just struck me, and it still gives me goosebumps when I think about it, because this particular piece of fabric was meant for this quilt. Connecticut was where he was born, and he was being primed for a coach for the NBA, and all the letters for his college, everything said, "This is a young man for you to see." And to my astonishment, this piece of fabric that was left from Connecticut, his hometown, one for you to see, was just a very, very powerful piece. His mom, I discovered parents keep lots of things that belong to their children. So this was his baby snowsuit. This was his, what he came home in the hospital in. This was his christening gown. All of his t-shirts, his first blanket. So it's really about celebrating his memory, his college, everything. And then again, I'm very much influenced by the G's Bend. And one of the quotes that I saw was that quilter did a quilt using her husband's work clothes after he died. She didn't want to throw them away, and she said she wanted to be forever covered with his love. So I find that I use this particular saying often, and it's very appropriate in this case. But the heart that's upside down, this jacket had some of Gordon's DNA. He couldn't get it out of even with cleaning of the jacket. So his mom gave me this card that he made for her, and I put it upside down, but covered it, and so she knows that he's always there. So, and I think all the other things just sort of speak for themselves. All his clothing, all of his interests, again, his world travels, and to say that we just need to support, celebrate what we do for our children as they grow up. And this young man, there were over 1,000 people at his funeral, which really speaks to the goodness that was in his heart. So, we're good.